There's a question I've been thinking about a lot lately, one that might have crossed your mind too. If someone asked you, what's the most valuable thing in your life right now? What would you say? Would it be the money you've saved over the years? The house you've lived in? Or would it be something deeper than that? As we get older, it's easy to get caught up in worrying about finances, retirement plans, or whether we've saved enough. But if there's one thing I've learned from talking to so many wonderful people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, it's this: the things that truly matter, the things that light up our days and fill our hearts, aren't things you can buy. They're treasures of a different kind. So today, let's talk about the 5 most precious treasures in old age, the things that matter more than money. These are the gifts that make life rich, meaningful, and joyful, no matter what your bank account looks like. And I promise, by the end of this, you'll see just how wealthy you really are. Let's start with the first treasure, one that's so simple, yet so powerful. It's the gift of time. Now, you might be thinking, time? But time is what I have less of these days. And that's exactly why it's so precious. When we're younger, we're always rushing to work, to raise kids, to meet deadlines. But now, time becomes something different. It's not about how much you have left, it's about how you use it. Think about the mornings you can spend sipping coffee slowly, watching the sunrise. The afternoons where you lose track of time because you're lost in a good book or a hobby you love. Or those unhurried conversations with a dear friend where no one's glancing at the clock. That's the magic of time in this chapter of life. It's no longer a race. It's a gift to be savored, moment by moment. And here's the beautiful part: you get to decide how to spend it. Whether it's reconnecting with an old passion, finally taking that painting class, or simply sitting quietly in the garden, these moments become the golden threads of your days. Money can't buy that kind of peace. It's yours to cherish. Now, the second treasure is one that might surprise you. It's not something you can hold in your hands, but you can feel it in your heart. It's gratitude. Now, I know, life isn't always easy. Maybe your body doesn't move like it used to, or you've faced losses that still ache. But here's what I've noticed about people who radiate joy, even in their later years: they've mastered the art of gratitude. It's not about ignoring the hard stuff. It's about training your heart to notice the good, the warmth of the sun on your face, the laughter of a grandchild, the kindness of a neighbor. And when you start looking for these little blessings, something amazing happens. They multiply. Suddenly, you realize how much beauty is still around you, even on ordinary days. Try this: before bed each night, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. Maybe it was the way your cat curled up in your lap or the taste of your favorite tea. Over time, this simple habit can shift your whole outlook. Because gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a choice. And it's one of the most valuable treasures you'll ever own. Now, before we move on to the next treasures, I want you to take a moment and think, what's one small way you can savor your time today? Or what's something, no matter how small, that you're grateful for right now? Because these treasures aren't just ideas, they're meant to be lived. And the more you embrace them, the richer your days will become. Next time, we'll talk about 2 more treasures that make life after 60 truly meaningful. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Until then, take good care, and remember, the best things in life aren't things at all. There's a saying I've always loved: the older I get, the more I realize it's not about the years in your life, but the life in your years. And isn't that the truth? Last time, we talked about 2 of the most precious treasures we can have in our later years: time and gratitude. But today, I want to share 2 more that are just as valuable, if not more so. These are the kinds of riches that don't fade with time. In fact, they only grow deeper and more beautiful as the years go by. The third treasure is one that's easy to overlook, but it's the glue that holds everything together: meaningful connections. Now, I'm not just talking about having a long list of friends or being the life of the party. It's about those few, deep relationships that make you feel truly seen and loved. The ones where you can sit in comfortable silence or share your heart without fear of judgment. Think about the people in your life who've stood by you through thick and thin. Maybe it's a spouse who knows you better than anyone, a childhood friend who still laughs at your old jokes, or a sibling who shares your memories. These connections are like anchors. They steady us when life gets stormy. And here's the thing, as we age, those bonds become even more precious. Because in a world that often feels rushed and disconnected, having someone who truly gets you is a gift beyond measure. But what if you've lost some of those people along the way? Or what if you're feeling lonelier than you'd like to admit? It's never too late to nurture new connections. Join a club, strike up a conversation with a neighbor, or even reconnect with someone you've lost touch with. You'd be amazed how many others are longing for the same thing, a little warmth, a little companionship. Because at the end of the day, it's not the number of people in your life that counts. It's the love and understanding you share with them. Now, the fourth treasure is something we all have, but not all of us recognize: wisdom. You've lived through decades of experiences, triumphs, heartaches, and lessons. That's not just aging, that's becoming a sage. Think about it. You've got stories that could fill books, insights that only come from living a full life, and a perspective that's uniquely yours. That's priceless. So many older folks I talk to downplay their wisdom. They'll say, "Oh, I don't know anything special." But that's not true. Your wisdom is a gift, not just to yourself, but to the people around you. Maybe it's the advice you give your grandkids, the quiet strength you offer a friend in need, or even the way you've learned to let go of things that don't matter. That's the kind of knowledge no textbook can teach. And here's my challenge to you: don't keep that wisdom locked away. Share it. Write down your stories, mentor someone younger, or simply be the voice of calm in a chaotic world. Because your experiences, the good and the hard, have shaped you into someone worth listening to. And that's a treasure no amount of money can buy. Now, I know what you might be thinking: these treasures sound lovely, but how do I hold on to them? Here's the secret: you don't have to chase them. They're already within your reach. It's about pausing long enough to notice, to appreciate, to lean into what truly matters. And the more you do, the richer your life becomes. Next time, we'll talk about the fifth and final treasure, one that ties all the others together. It's the key to living these later years with joy, no matter what comes your way. Until then, why not take a moment today to reach out to someone you care about? Or jot down a lesson you've learned that you'd want to pass on. Because these treasures, they're meant to be shared. Have you ever met someone who just seems to glow from within? No matter their age or circumstances, they carry this quiet joy that makes you think, "I want what they have." Well, after talking with hundreds of wise souls in their golden years, I've discovered their secret, and it's not about wealth or good luck. It's about holding close to things that truly nourish the soul. Today, we're going to explore the fifth and final treasure, the one that ties all the others together in the most beautiful way. This last treasure is inner peace. Now, I know that might sound like something you'd find in a meditation book, but stay with me, because this is different. This isn't about ignoring life's challenges or pretending everything's perfect. It's about arriving at a place where you can look back on your journey, the highs, the lows, the unexpected twists, and say, "I'm okay." Think about it. At this stage of life, you've weathered storms you never thought you'd survive. You've loved and lost, dreamed and adapted, fought battles both big and small. And here you are. That resilience? That's the foundation of real peace. It's knowing that whatever comes next, you've got the strength to meet it, not because life will be easy, but because you've learned how to bend without breaking. One of my favorite examples is Martha, a 78-year-old who told me, "After my husband passed, I thought I'd never smile again. But one morning, I woke up and realized, I'm still here. The birds still sing. My granddaughter still needs me to braid her hair." And somehow, that was enough to keep going. That's inner peace. It's not the absence of pain, it's the presence of acceptance, of finding light even in the cracks. Now, let's tie all 5 treasures together, because here's the beautiful part: they don't exist in isolation. That time you've learned to savor? It's sweeter when shared with people you love, those meaningful connections. The gratitude you cultivate? It grows when you recognize the wisdom in your journey. And all of it, every moment, every relationship, every hard-won lesson, leads you to that quiet place of peace within yourself. I want you to imagine your life as a tapestry. The threads might include some dark colors, losses, regrets, things you wish had been different. But look closer, there's also gold, your wisdom, vibrant blues, your connections, warm yellows, your gratitude, and soft greens, those precious moments of time well spent. Together, they create something far more magnificent than any single thread could alone. So here's my challenge to you today. Pick one treasure to focus on this week. Maybe it's writing a letter to share your wisdom with a younger family member. Or setting aside an afternoon to do something that makes your soul happy, just because. Or perhaps it's simply sitting quietly and acknowledging, I am at peace with where I am right now. Because here's the truth I've learned from people like you, the most fulfilling lives aren't measured by bank balances or possessions, but by these quiet, profound treasures. And the best news? They're already yours. You just have to reach for them. Before we go, I'd love to hear in the comments, which of these treasures resonates most with you? Your stories inspire all of us. And if this video reminded you of what truly matters, pass it along to someone who might need this message today. Remember, your richest treasures aren't behind you, they're all around you, here and now. Thank you for letting me share this time with you. Until next time, keep cherishing what matters most.